You clicked on this video because you're looking to bypass the 2,500 limit on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So with that being said, let's jump into it. So if you're currently using Sales Navigator, inherently you're having this issue where you're going on Sales Nav and you're trying to scrape your leads and you just can't get more than 2,500 leads to be scraped. Right, which inherently, when you're using this, right, number one, the biggest problem is you can't scrape 2,500 leads or over that. Using Sales Navigator, you obviously consistently are risking your LinkedIn account. Number three, you cannot filter by industry properly at all, right? A lot of the filters are just not set up correctly. There's no verified emails or direct phone numbers. You need separate platforms just to get this information. There's no intent signals, no way to tell if a company's actually in market, nothing like that, right? So you're inherently using a database where you're scraping just raw data. You don't get that much data. The actual data you get isn't even accurate. So at the end of the day, it's not even worth using. Now, what is the solution? The solution is a platform called Prospeo. Now, Prospeo is one of the best data enrichment tools. It pulls data from multiple different data sources and it filters it all for you and just gives it to you, right? And again, I'm sure you guys have seen a bunch of other data solutions like Apollo or Better Contact or this and that. It is the best, most accurate one. We use it internally for our company. All right, so when you actually get into Prospeo, it's going to look very similar to Sales Navigator. And what you do is you just build out your list. And what's cool is you get a lot of other intent signals that Sales Nav just can't get, right? Something like industry keywords that's there, buying intent, revenue, funding rounds, technology, people per company, years of experience, time in current role, headcount growth, job postings, all this type of stuff to actually just get very accurate data. Okay, so what I would do, for instance, right, let's just say, just to mess around with it a little bit, let's say I want to get access to, roofing companies. Okay, so I'll go to the company keyword, and I'll just type in, I'll start with roofing. So roofing, maybe like re-roofs, or re-roofing, roofing company, whatever. And I just know that the industry that it would be in would probably be like construction, maybe facility services, maybe customer services. It actually just recommends these, so it's just pretty cool. And then you could do like the NAICS codes, that type of stuff, but I'm not going to do it for this example. Let's say I'm looking to get access to companies 1 to 100 headcount. And let's say I want, what else? You could use any of these other filters, right? So far we have how many leads here? 11,000 leads, right? We can filter by a lot of things. If the company was funded, if the person changed their job anytime, recently, let's just say, for instance, like if they're hiring for anything, like even for example, let's say I own a staffing firm and I want to target these roofing companies. I can see like her currently hiring for like technicians, for example, right? So 659 of these companies are hiring for technicians. So I can just email these people, say, hey, I noticed you have an open job posting for technicians, and then pitch them on my staffing, offer. Okay. So you could do that. There's a lot of other stuff you could do. Let's just say I want to work with public companies and private companies, or let's just say private companies between, let's just say, $100,000 a year to $1 million a year. It can get super niche for this type of stuff. It's really, really accurate. And that's that. And then now let's just say, for example, I want to get access to the people that can actually make a buying decision. So founder, CEO, what else? Founder, CEO, maybe like co-founder, whatever, right? Maybe if I'm offering marketing service, CMO, marketing, yada, yada, marketing manager, whatever, you can get really niche with that. All right, so that's done. And then that's that, right? So we have access to all these leads that you can just now go ahead and scrape the data for, right? No more, having to stop at a certain amount, or no more having to get minimal data. You have all their first names, the title of who they are, the company, all the companies here, which I can even show you how accurate the data is. It's very accurate. These are all roofing companies. I can show you here, roofing. There you go, roofing. So it's very accurate. You can get all their emails, their exact mobile phone numbers, company phone numbers, personal phone numbers, city, headcount, construction, or industry, company revenue. The list goes on. Okay. So what I would do, I would export this list. You export the list, and then you have all the analytics, all the stuff you would actually need for future lists or current lists to be seen here. So that's that. I mean, again, the platform is really, really cool. It has access to a lot of very high intent information. You can just build out these lists, scrape them, and then just email or call the prospects to close them on whatever service you're trying to pitch them on. All right, so that's it for this video. If you guys do want to try out Prospeo, I do recommend it. Go to the first link in the description and try it out. And if you found this valuable, please do leave a like and subscribe. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.